Welcome, namaskaram, and a very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Samina. I'm going to be your host for today, and absolutely thrilled to welcome you all on this wonderful occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the launch of something truly exceptional. Today, we don't just unveil a brand new product, a brand new device, but we are here to launch a brand new benchmark for business performance. A machine designed for creators, for leaders and decision makers. A machine designed for those who don't just work, but operate in a state of flow. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ASUS ExpertBook Ultra launch built for brilliance. And before we begin, I'd like to take a quick minute to extend a very warm welcome to all our friends from media. Thank you so much for joining us. A warm welcome to those joining us virtually as well. Thank you for tuning in. And on this milestone of a day, ladies and gentlemen, we have with us leaders, dignitaries from ASUS, Flipkart, and Intel. A very warm welcome to them as well. And on that note, to set context for our event today, and of course, to give us a small little sneak peek into what is ahead of us, I'd like to welcome a very, very special gentleman. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us a seasoned ASUS leader with over 2 decades of global experience across Taiwan, Europe, and emerging markets. He now leads ASUS India while also steering the South Asia consumer business. At ASUS India, he has become the guiding force in furthering the brand's unwavering agenda of achieving sustainable practices and reducing e-waste through repurposing and refurbishing devices on a national level. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming onto the dais Mr. Eric Wu, President, South Asia System Business Group of ASUS. A big, big, big round of applause for him as he joins me on stage.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and dear my friends. Namaste and welcome. Big thanks to esteemed media, ASUS fans, and all viewers for attending this ultra game-changing launch event. It's my great honor to welcome our global CEO, Samson, who has made this launch extremely special with his presence. It's my great pleasure to also welcome our APAC GM and Head for Commercial PC Business, Rex. Samson and Rex presence confirm the deep commitment ASUS top management has for the Indian market. 2025 has been an historical year for ASUS India. Strong leadership continue in consumer PC and the gaming PC business. ASUS Expert Series business grew multi-fold in 2025, and the ASUS ExpertBook has emerged as a strong and loved brand by business users in India. ASUS ExpertBook are now not only made for India, but also now made in India. ASUS team size has grown significantly and have started our second large hand office in Mumbai. On-site service expanded to 15,500 plus pin code, one of the largest on-site service reach in India. Great partnership equal to great success. I want to sincerely thank the media and the technology creators for your support to ASUS Expert Series. I want to thank Ajay, Suji, and the entire Flipkart team for their incredible partnership and support for ASUS ExpertBook series. I want to sincerely thank Santosh, Sunil, Karan, and the entire India team for their incredible partnership and the support to ASUS for ASUS ExpertBook series. I want to sincerely thank Raj Shamani and the Flipkart team for their trust and join us in our vision in empower India business with ASUS ExpertBook. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Erico, for setting the context for our event today and giving us a clear look at ASUS commercial growth and milestones. Now, to take this forward to a global perspective, may I invite someone who is shaping ASUS direction worldwide. Since joining ASUS in 2001, Mr. Samson's leadership has guided numerous projects that employ design thinking, building users into the innovation process to ultimately empower them. Today, he is leveraging data-driven user insights and our core competencies to spur new growth, build strategic alliances and partnerships, and initiate new business models. Ladies and gentlemen, please put hands together and welcome Mr. Samson Hu, ASUS co-CEO. A big round of applause for him, please.
Namaste. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your presence. It is my great pleasure and honor to be here today, sharing with you ASUS' vision and commitment in India. At ASUS, we truly believe that India is just like our home country. I want to sincerely thank all of you for your love and trust for ASUS, which has been instrumental in making us a leading brand in India's PC market. We are truly committed to our vision to make ASUS every Indian's most preferred brand. To meet this ambitious vision, we are actively investing in India. For example, ASUS is actively developing leading AI and IT technology across PCs, servers, and IoT. All these innovations are ready to empower India's businesses and scientific progress for years to come. At the same time, we are fully committed to the Made in India initiative. We are actively enabling our local EMS partners by sharing our global standard manufacturing know-how. And today, I'm so proud to announce that for one of our most advanced flagship AI laptops, the ASUS ExpertBook Ultra, India is our first wave launch country. That's our strong commitment, isn't it? With our commitment and solid efforts in year 2025, ASUS global commercial business grew by an impressive 85%, which contributes up to 27% of ASUS total global business. We are aggressively investing and growing our commercial business globally, including India. So, I'm thrilled to announce that ASUS commercial PC business in India has grown even much higher in year 2025, achieving a remarkable 170% year-over-year growth. Today, ASUS commercial PC business in India is the fastest growing business brand. So I want to thank all our Indian customers for your trust in ASUS. I would also like to take this chance, especially expressing my sincere appreciation to our great partner, Flipkart, for your incredible collaboration and partnership. Today, ASUS ExpertBook is #1 business brand on Flipkart. Thank you so much. And of course, I would also like to thank our great partner, Intel, for your unwavering support always. Thank you so much. And finally, I want to thank our India ASUS ExpertBook brand ambassador, Raj Shamani, for his shared values and our deep, meaningful partnership. You are so great. Thank you so much. At ASUS, we are deeply committed to empowering India's progress through whatever latest technology. And we are incredibly excited about the journey ahead with all of you. Together, we will continue to innovate and build a smarter, more connected future. Namaste.
Thank you, Mr. Samson Hu, for taking us through the ASUS vision and for reinforcing its long-term commitment to India. And now it's time to bring this closer to the region and understand how that vision translates into growth across APAC, along with the thinking behind the ExpertBook series. With extensive experience across global markets, this leader leads the region's commercial growth and strategy. As head of PC business unit, under his leadership, all regions experience substantial growth, leading to ASUS's dominant position in the global market. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome Mr. Rex Lee, Corporate Vice President of ASUS and APAC Commercial General Manager of the System Business Group. A big round of applause for him, please.
Good morning, everyone. It's truly a pleasure to see all of you here today. Thank you very much for joining us. At ASUS, everything we do starts with one thing, the design thinking. That means we really take the time to understand what our customers need. Not just what they say they need, but what will truly make their experience better. It's about finding those unmet needs. The things people don't even realize they need yet. And create product solutions that will really make a difference in their lives. Through this design thinking approach, we have discovered there is a huge group of people who do not know about the business-grade laptop, even though they need the business-grade laptop as much as a large enterprise. We are talking about the professionals like lawyers, accountants, micro-business owner, real estate broker, and so on. What is the problem? Most of them are still buying the consumer laptop from the regular retail channel because they don't know there's a better option for them. But these are the people who travel a lot, work long hours every day. Their laptop is their office, is their lifeline. Through the research, we discovered what kind of laptop this customer really need. They need a laptop that can survive long-distance travel, a battery that can last a 4 days of meeting or travel, a screen, a display that is easy on their eyes, even they have to work more than 10 hours a day. Strong security, because their data is priceless. Fast, reliable service, because their time is money. And that's why we decided to change the game, together with Flipkart. With a design thinking approach, we made the business-grade laptop simpler to understand, easier to buy, and more accessible to professional and small business across India. And that is how we launched the ExpertBook P series, built for worry-free business. When we say worry-free business, it does not mean only the product itself. We also build service, support, solution ecosystems around it. Because we believe for the business customer, the total experience matters just as much as the product itself.
Murphy's Law. It says, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. When you wear a white shirt, food will drop. Well, too bad. Your presentation crashes at a crucial moment. Oops. But people like you and I, we live by a different law. Make things work. We don't hope, we don't pray, we don't accept failure. For things to work, things have to work. And when it's your moment to shine, you have to shine. So, move on, Murphy. ASUS ExpertBook. Truly built for worry-free business.
Get yours on Flipkart.
Because when tech shouldn't fail, it shouldn't fail.
Here, I really want to thank Flipkart team for partnering with us on this mission. Together, combine ASUS technology and Flipkart's incredible e-commerce reach, delivery power, and fintech solutions. We have changed the way business customers buy and use PC in India. And the result has been very encouraging. Just within 1 year, ASUS ExpertBook have become the top-selling business-grade laptop on Flipkart, with 4+ star rating across the range. And now, we believe it is time to take the next step. It is time for an ultra version of ASUS ExpertBook, a device created for the ultra leaders who shape India's present and build India's future. We are talking about leaders such as large enterprise CXO, small and medium business owners, startup founders. These leaders, they live under constant pressure because in a high-growth country like India, they need to make fast decisions. They need to stay focused. They need to lead in clarity. So for them, the business laptop is not just a tool. It's one of the most important instruments in their working life. And when the instrument is right, the work no longer feels like work. Everything going smoother, faster, and kind of magical. Like a musician who loses himself in every note. And this is the role that the right instrument puts you in. Because true focus is fragile. To do your absolute best work, the barrier between your mind and your machine must disappear. You don't just need a laptop. You need a device that feels like a natural extension of your intent. And that requires a very different caliber of machine. It begins with the 50 watts of uncompromised CPU power, the momentum they refuse to store. It flows through a seamless haptic touchpad, eliminating friction for fluid intuition. It reveals itself in tandem OLED brilliance, immersing you in absolute clarity. When the control is seamless, vision is flawless, the noise fades, friction disappears. Nothing stands between you and your best work. You are entering the room. And that is experience we want to bring to today's leader in India. And now, I'm very proud to present to you ASUS ExpertBook Ultra. A product, I believe, is the flagship of the industry. Period. Hands down, no dispute. And it's built for brilliance.
Brilliance happens. Through the noise, through it all, brilliance happens. Happens, 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 happens,
I move light, I cut through. Built for this and all I do. No detours, just forward flow. I become it as I go.
the world gets loud, it rushes past. In my head, a stillness lasts. Chaos calls, I don't respond. I zone in and carry on.
Pressure builds, I stay cool. No friction, I make the rules.
Weightless, unbound, nothing holds me down.
Focus locked, focus sharp. Every move hits the mark. Built for brilliance, built to last.
Brilliance happens. Through the noise, through it all, brilliance happens. Brilliance. Brilliance happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the podium is the ASUS ExpertBook Ultra, a device that brings together precision engineering, powerful performance, and enterprise-grade reliability, built for those who lead, decide, and deliver every single day. May I quickly invite Mr. Samson Ho and Mr. Raj Shamani onto the stage to get a closer view.
I move light, I cut through. Built for this and all I do. No detours, just forward flow. I become
Ladies and
as
gentlemen,
I
presenting
go.
to you once again the ASUS ExpertBook Ultra, built for brilliance. This calls for a big round of applause.
Chaos calls, I don't respond. I zone in and carry on.
All right, I'm going to request our friends from media to kindly settle down. We have a proper designated photo op session coming your way in the next few minutes. But for now, thank you so much. Requesting you all to return to your seats. And I also request Mr. Samson Hu to kindly take his seat off stage, while I request our brand ambassador, Raj Shamani, to stay back. One more time, just requesting our friends from media to kindly settle down, please. Wonderful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on stage we have a voice that connects millions, an entrepreneur, a creator, and of course an influencer who's done absolutely brilliant. Once again, let's hear it for our brand ambassador, Raj Shamani. Now, before I let you take over the stage, I think I speak for every single person here today when I say that we're all huge fans. Thank you for reminding us that a small little conversation can truly transform life. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's an incredible feeling to have him right here, be our brand ambassador, and he's going to be here the entire day interacting with all of you all. Just a quick thought on the look and feel of our ExpertBook Ultra. Just a quick thought on it, please.
I've been using it since a while. So now I'm like too much into it for me to give you first level thoughts.
What was your first thought, the first time you held it, looked at it, and worked with it?
Oh, we fell in love the moment we saw it in HQ. The first time when we actually held it, it was so sleek. And we were like, okay, finally it's something that we can carry and flex around as well at the same time. Because other business laptops are so bulky, you can't actually carry around or flex it because it looks like very difficult to carry. So that was the first feeling. I loved it. I'm going to talk about it in a while, more about it.
Definitely. Can we go ahead? Yes. All right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we have Raj Shamani. He's here to share his journey, his experience with ASUS, and of course, talk about the ASUS ExpertBook Ultra. The stage is all yours.
Thank you. Wow. So this morning they just told me that I have to speak here for like 5-10 minutes. And I wish I had prepared notes and teleprompter just like everyone else here so that I could come more prepared. But never mind. Here's the first question that I want to ask each and every one of you. Okay? When was the last time that you remember that you were completely immersed into 5, 6, 7, 8 hours of work with just you and your deep work and nothing else? No laptop, no like phones, notifications, people distracting you, nothing. Like when were you just truly into the work? When was that last time? Can you remember? If you can't, then don't worry, almost everybody can nod. Because today, on an average employee or an average worker is distracted every 3rd minute. On an average, a CEO gets phone notifications and checks their phone for almost 144 times in a day. So, attention and zoning in is one of the rarest skills today. So for next 10 minutes, if you can focus here and listen to me and immerse into this, probably you're better than average or you're just average. Here's the question, and here's the thing. In 2026, the rarest and the most expensive skill is not intelligence, it's not creativity, is the ability to zone in and forget about everything else. And that's the philosophy this laptop is about. When I visited headquarters of ASUS in Taiwan, and I was walking around, and I've been to so many offices. Almost every time they take you around the office and they show you the perks, the game zone, the real estate expansion they've done, and it's like an incredible office, right? At ASUS, they didn't show me any of that. They would make me sit with design team, engineering team, hardware team, and they all were obsessed geeks. And I was like, what's going on here? Like, why is everybody in ASUS so obsessed? So I asked one of the engineers that, what is one thing that you are obsessed with, which none of us is going to notice, and you still care? And the answer was really remarkable. There was one guy who told me that over months and years, they were trying to just reduce the noise which we get from the fan of laptop by just 2 to 5 to 10%. That's it. And I was like, why do you care about it so much? And they were like, because when we are building a laptop for a CEO, the last thing that CEO should notice is hear the noise of a fan when they're trying to actually zone in their stuff. They should not notice the noise. They should just focus on what they're supposed to do. To me, that level of obsession actually set ASUS apart. This is what each and every one of in their HQ truly stands for. Then, when we were in India and this laptop was presented to me, they didn't speak about why this laptop is truly big, what they're supposed to do with this, how this is truly remarkable, none of that. The first question which Dinesh sir asked me was, Raj, here are the 5 problems that we are solving of a CEO who's supposed to be just working on the laptop. And what are your problems that we can solve? Nothing else. And since then, every quarter, the conversation has just been about how can we solve this problem for you so that you can experience this laptop in a better way. And the conversation is always that. And I asked them that, what is that problem that you're solving with Ultra? So they talk about 180 tops, some processor, some Expert Guardian, some OLED screen. And I'm like, explain me like a 5-year-old so that I care like an entrepreneur and nothing else. I'm not a tech geek, tech media person who actually understands all the things that you're saying. Okay. So explain me 3 things that truly matter to me personally. Number 1 was, if I'm using my laptop, I should not care about carrying my charger almost every time, every second, so that it's always connected. So can I have a longer battery life? So then that was first thing that they solved. Number 2, do I have to worry about using my laptop in different lights outside, in the sun, or inside the room, or whether the light is coming on my screen? All of that? No. They've solved it with their tandem OLED screen, where even if I'm sitting in front of a light where the glare is coming on my eyes, I can see my laptop and I can read everything there. To me, that's incredible, because now I don't have to worry about whether I work outside in the sun or inside in the room. Number 3, the most important thing which was for me, which is military grade durability. Now, what is the most obvious use for each and every one of you in the room for when it comes to that? The simple thing is, if you're like me, who travels all around, if you're in if an airplane, if in a train, in a bus, in car, and you're traveling 24/7, you're just thinking about, मेरा लैपटॉप ना मैं अच्छे से रखता हूँ, मेरे लैपटॉप के ऊपर कोई बैग ना रख दे दूसरा. How many of you have been in a plane and you're worried about that? I should keep my laptop in a way that no one else actually puts their bag on my laptop. Now that worry is gone, because you can just throw your laptop back somewhere and not care about it at all, and the laptop's still gonna be fine. To me, that's a big problem they're solving. And the last and the most important thing, I'm not gonna explain you what Pluton is, or security is, or Expert Guardian security is, all of that. Forget it. In simple words, if you're a CEO, and if you have a chief security guy in your office, that person can sleep peacefully because you're using this laptop, because it's that protected. And if you're a CEO and an entrepreneur or an individual who doesn't have a chief security officer, you can sleep peacefully because it's that secured. To me, these kind of detailing with noise to security to screen speaks a lot about obsession today. Well, talking about the last part is the philosophy that me and ASUS together have come to on something, right? I've sat across so many people, the multi-billionaires, CEOs, tech entrepreneurs, athletes, really truly top 1% people in the world. And they all obsessed with just one thing. How long can they sit in with one problem without being distracted? Jeff Bezos calls this sitting in long hours before you take high quality decisions. Right? Naval calls it that sitting in very long amount of time before you take that one life-changing decision. And ASUS and I are calling it zoning in to brilliance before you take that one built decision in your life. So zoning in brilliance is truly one thing which is going to matter going forward. And that's going to actually define whether you're going to take the next generation forward, whether you're going to achieve your dreams, whether you'll be able to actually sit in and build something remarkable sitting here right from India or no. And the tools that you will be using will matter a lot. Thank you so much for listening to me and coming here at the launch of ExpertBook Ultra. I think this tool is built for everyone who dreams big and is ready to zone in to unlock brilliance. Thank you so much. Now you can look at the AV.
Sales gone up by 15% last quarter. But China said it was so funny.
I didn't even plan to film today, guys, but
None of this is fresh, even
really exciting.
That's not a good combination.
When you're in the zone, every distraction disappears. Nothing bothers. Nothing matters. And what gets you in the zone? An Ultra business laptop that's fast, offers the ultimate display, great battery life, and is a dream to use. Because when you zone in, brilliance happens. The ASUS ExpertBook Ultra, built for brilliance.
I mean, it's like having a apartment in the sky.
Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much, Raj Shamani, for so beautifully articulating what performance and reliability mean in today's fast-moving world. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, to take us deeper into the making of the ExpertBook Ultra, its design, engineering, and thought process, we have with us someone special, somebody with over 25 years of experience across marketing, sales, and product management. He leads ASUS commercial PC and smartphone business in India, driving growth and innovation tailored to the market. He is known for his forward-thinking approach and pioneering strategies, making him a catalyst for change in the Indian tech industry. Without further ado, please put your hands together for Mr. Dinesh Sharma, VP Commercial PC and Smartphone System Business Group, ASUS India and Sri Lanka.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart to all our friends. All of you are my friends. We know each other personally for years. And a lot of you have also traveled from outside Delhi and taken a lot of trouble to be here. So first of all, I want to sincerely thank all of you for your incredible and energetic presence at this event. Deeply appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Secondly, I want to, sincerely thank Raj. I think, defining him as a brand ambassador is absolutely incorrect. He has been completely and deeply involved with ASUS since the time we started our journey together. And the involvement is very deep, it's very emotional, it is also very powerful. And whenever I meet Raj, he takes our ambitions to next level, to the next height. Even on Sunday, this Sunday, we met and I and Raj were having a conversation. And I told Raj that probably this is the biggest event, that we've ever done. And he said, Dinesh, this is just the start. We will do even bigger events. And that's the kind of power that Raj Shamani brings to this relationship, to this partnership. And together, we've kind of determined that we are going to power the Indian dream even stronger. We are going to ensure that every single entrepreneur, every single professional, every single business in India gets the best possible tool, the best possible instrument, to ensure that they focus on their work, they grow in their own careers, they grow their business, and they power the Indian dream and the Indian economy forward. So thank you, Raj, for your incredible partnership. Now, moving forward, I'm super excited today, to present to you the ASUS ExpertBook Ultra, which we boldly claim as the flagship of the industry, period. And it is truly built for brilliance, as Raj explained it beautifully. So talking more now like a product manager, like a tech geek, to all of you, I'm going to get into the actual finer details. So when we built the Ultra, we wanted to take ExpertBook to the next level, as Rex said. So what we've done is we built everything Ultra into it. The Ultra design, performance, experience, security, durability, battery, support, all the things that the CXO needs to ensure that they focus on the top 4 or 5 things that they actually do. And if you look at the CXOs today, right, they are involved in meetings, they want seamless communication, they travel extensively, they need something which is extremely portable. At the same time, they want seamless performance so that when they are either creating content or working on strategy, they have just no distractions. And that's the kind of powerful tool, a powerful instrument that we've actually built for the CXOs, the ASUS ExpertBook Ultra. So to start with, let's start with the design of Ultra. We built Ultra with a magnesium aluminum alloy, which is technically AZ31B, which is a powerful alloy which is actually used in aerospace industry, and you make like mag wheels for Formula 1 cars. So what is the key property? The key property is that the metal is extremely light, yet super tough. Secondly, as you can see in my hand, the design of Ultra is very, very sleek. In fact, in its segment, in the flagship segment, it beats the ordinary flagships easily in terms of the thickness. And it is thinner, and it is very, very sleek to hold. And it starts with just an outstanding 990 grams of weight. Now, this might sound like a number which is very easy to achieve for flagships. However, later on, when you will hear what all we've packed into this particular product, you will be really astonished with these numbers that we've actually been able to achieve in terms of weight for this particular product. And it comes in 2 beautiful colors. So I've got the mauve gray in my hand, and Evan out here will come and show you the jet fog. So we've got these 2 amazing colors, the mauve gray and the jet fog. Thanks, Evan. Also, somewhat a bit techy, but you need to know the science behind what we do. So to ensure that CXOs who wear expensive watches, they have metal straps, and they keep on hitting the side of the laptop surface should not get scratched. Every time a CXO goes into the meeting, he should be able to make a fantastic impression with his laptop. What we've done is we've created some amazing coating on the laptop. So we've used a high-tech technology called plasma electrolytic oxidization, which deposits a smooth layer of a very strong oxidite on the surface. And on top of that, we've actually given the ceramic coating. Now, with this kind of coating, the laptop gets incredible hardness. It is, in fact, 9H hard. And when you compare it to other ordinary flagships, it is at least 3 times harder. Now, what you get as a result of this durability is that the laptop gets scratch resistant, it is easy to clean, and it is also abrasion resistant. So that's the kind of super coating that we've got on this amazingly thin and light laptop. And when we compare it to the other ordinary flagships, this laptop is about 140 to 190 grams lighter when you compare it to the other touchscreen laptops which are in the similar class. And it is also slimmer than the other ordinary flagships by about 1 mm to 5 mm. So you get an amazingly sleek product which is far more durable as compared to all other ordinary flagships in its segment. Powering the Ultra is an ultra performance processor from our partners Intel. And it is my honor to invite Sunil from Intel, who is the Senior Director for Intel India. So Sunil, welcome. Thank you for your great partnership, and handing over to you to talk about this amazing powerhouse inside the Ultra, which powers the Ultra. Thanks, Sunil.
Thank you. So good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sunil. Thank you for this opportunity. We've had a phenomenal association with ASUS, building this grounds up. The success you saw in numbers is a phenomenal team of ASUS that's actually addressing the India opportunity as we speak. And I think the relationship has been built over the many years we're working together. And what you heard and saw was this absolutely great launch. Because when I spoke to Dinesh about a quarter back, we spoke about this becoming one of the most unique launches in the country. I think the brilliant launch is what has happened right now. I think absolutely cool that way.
So we've been excited to partner with ASUS all along, and I'm sure all of you all have used Intel sometime in your life, and maybe your first computing device was an Intel. And Intel has been around 50 odd years and building, supporting computing in a very, very different manner across multiple industries. I have a small video that will walk you through what we do.
So here's the thing. All the greatness in the world, every feat, every breakthrough, every game-changing, paradigm-shifting accomplishment you admire out there, didn't come from out there. See, greatness, true greatness, your greatness, it can be easy to lose sight of. But it's here, inside all of us, inside you. And greatness, that can always grow greater. All it needs is ignition. So let's hit that switch, push the throttle, kick that door wide open. After all, we know a thing or two about what's inside, how to amplify it, how to multiply it, accelerate it. So you're not just leaning into the future, you're launching into it. With more ingenuity inside, more creativity inside, more security, innovation, intelligence. Because that greatness inside you, that is your superpower. Helping you unleash it, that's ours.
Yeah, so we've been driving innovation over the last 50 odd years. Intel has been in India for 37 years, if you haven't realized that. India also has the largest development center outside the US in Bangalore that we work on. And a large portion of the work that happens on the current version, Core Ultra 3 processor, came from the Indian engineering team. And if you look at it, there is this entire processor was built grounds up with the idea of trying to make sure that we can leverage the 18A process, which is the most advanced process available in the market right now, designed and built out of the United States, and figure out how we can bring all the core competencies that the customer wants today as we look at building something that everyone in the market can take advantage of. So while putting this together, one of the things we talked about is the market is changing. As Rex spoke about, the entrepreneur model is changing, the demands of the builder is changing, the startup is changing, AI is changing conversations in a big way. So you have multiple flavors of AI, the agentic AI model that's there, the Gen AI model that's there. So the demand in the market is changing significantly. So when we built this particular processor, the idea was to look at making sure what we can do today and over the next couple of years, and making sure you have the power required for building, creating, doing what is required for you to get your work done. And that's primarily where this particular processor came in from. Okay, it's codenamed Panther Lake. Core Ultra processor is exactly what powers this machine. And I'm not sure if you've seen the demo room on the opposite side. When you get time, do have a look at it. I think it's really a brilliant machine to work with, and we've seen it working everywhere.
Hey Copilot, help me generate more images like this. So Intel Core Ultra 3 processors, what powers this absolutely brilliant machine that we saw today.
And I think we continue to see how we can actually take this and make it more applicable to multiple use cases, okay? Whether it's going to be an early user from a student perspective, looking at building something grounds up, to a CEO, as the example was spoken right now. The range of uses is completely magnanimous with regard to what we can do. Okay, and the idea is that we've built a GPU, CPU, NPU model, the AI PC, that primarily allows you to look at working at this in a multiple different ways you can look at leveraging it. I've got a couple of slides talking about the entire story around this, right? So one of the biggest things is that the fact that we've got about 200 different models in the market right now, different price points in the market right now. ASUS is an absolutely brilliant machine. You saw it there. You can see the other companies coming in too with multiple options available there. The trick really is that how do you look at what is the big game changer looking at driving in? And I think that's one that I think is pretty cool because it's 27 hours of battery life. Okay? The 27 hours of battery life primarily means that you don't require a power cable anymore to carry to work. As Raj mentioned earlier, you're not tied to the wall to get a power supply into it. That's number one that I think is fantastic. The GPU, the NPU primarily makes it gaming. If you're looking at a gaming enthusiast, you don't require a gaming machine for basically any of the modern games right now. You can look at the same machine servicing that requirement. You want to create a 4K video for a reel that you're putting up on Insta, you can do that on this very, very conveniently. After doing all of that, you still have battery to do your work. Okay, so I think that's fundamentally the big change that's coming with regard to this device. And this continues because you have this extremely powerful GPU-CPU combination that's there right now that allows you to actually build and do a lot more with the things you're looking at making in the market, right? And this continues to be something that's quite unique. We've actually moved a 60% improvement with regard to the earlier CPUs in the market with regard to this current Core Ultra 3 processor. So the speed, performance, battery life, everything has changed. It also allows you to have an extremely comfortable environment because it does not heat up. The heat technology that's there here is pretty cool. You can work for many, many hours without the laptop heating up on your lap. So I think in many ways it's a phenomenally cool set of offerings that are there. We worked with Google and Microsoft in a big way to try and make sure that we optimize this device for any form factor looking at the market, whether it's the Windows, Chrome, whatever it is there, right? So we've worked very, very extensively to make sure the Copilot Plus model is something that you can actually look at taking out in a very, very big way. So this particular device plus Intel makes the entire experience so much more seamless. And the stack is fairly complex, right? We're looking at making sure we have a very large ISV ecosystem, a solution ecosystem that's there, a security architecture at the CPU level to make sure that you have the entire experience of making sure what you see in this device is something that is quite unique with regard to what you can do in the market with it. Coming down to AI, okay, and it's a pet peeve right now. Everyone's talking AI, and there is a lot of interest on trying to make sure what we can do with AI, right? Your personal AI on your machine is not dependent on your Wi-Fi anymore. So you can continue our AI assistant work even when Wi-Fi is not there. That's a great USP there. Storing and processing local language models on your machine, you can start doing that right away. So your small language models or domain language models can be working on your machine, so your data stays secure within your machine. So what happens in the AI world, as you look at building this model together, you can look at getting your AI models locally running on your machines, making sure that you have absolute security regarding your own data that's there. The machine allows you to do that, okay? 180 TOPS is fantastic, which primarily means that you can do all your AI work required on this machine and still have enough battery to continue doing other work too. 40 tabs on your machine open, you will see it works very, very snappy. Do test out the machines outside, you will see how fantastically cool it is. When you open multiple tabs on the machine, it does not slow down. You see every single tab working really well that is there. Okay, and net, the idea really is that there's the entire model that we have right now is to make sure that as you keep using ExpertBook over the years, you will see that it becomes better because it starts adapting to your working style and making sure it works very well. Okay? Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much, Sunil. So friends, one of the key aspects about performances is the processor. Apart from that, there are 5 other key aspects. So the other aspects which matter, when we actually drive performance is the RAM. How fast is the RAM? So what we are packing on this particular product is an LPDDR5X RAM, which goes up to an astounding 9600 mega transfer speed. The second other important thing is the SSD. So I'm very happy to confirm that here on the Ultra, we are actually packing in a very high speed Gen 5 SSD, which goes up to 14,090 Mbps. Okay, so that's the kind of read speeds that you can actually go up to on this particular SSD. The third thing that actually powers your performance is the kind of integrated GPU which comes on this. So the X7 and X9 GPUs which are there on the Arc B290 GPU which is there on X7 and X9 variant of this processor gives you outstanding performance, which I'm going to talk about. And lastly, when we are actually talking about performance, we are talking about the cooling system as well. So talking about the GPU in this, it is so powerful that it gives you performance which is even higher than RTX 4050 discrete graphic card. And I'm not talking about having a discrete graphic card in this particular product. So when you compare it at 35 watts, this particular GPU integrated into the X7 and X9 variants of this particular product, it gives you performance with which you can actually play AAA plus games on this super thin and light laptop which weighs only 1 kg. Another important expertise of ASUS is how we drive thermals. Because even if you have a great processor, to ensure that it operates at its peak performance, which is 50 watts in this case, 50 watts, right, on a thin and light machine I'm talking about. In this case, you need excellent thermals. And this is where we bring in our top-of-the-line gaming technology into a thin and light business laptop. And as you can see out here, we built in best-in-class cooling system, best-in-class thermals, so that the processor can operate at its peak performance continuously for a longer period of time. And that is how you get really, really incredible performance, which is class-leading on all the fronts, whether it is AI at 180 total system tops, whether it is GPU, which is equivalent to RTX 4050 or better than that, and you have a CPU which is operating at 50 watts, or a RAM which is super fast, or an SSD which is super fast. And therefore, you get ultra performance on this particular laptop. Talking about AI, which is becoming very important. In fact, when I have conversations with Raj, he talks about the extent of AI that he's actually using. And now just imagine you've got a super thin and light laptop on which you can actually deploy your agents, because this laptop supports up to 180 tops performance, total tops performance for AI processing. Not only, this is for AI pros like Raj, but we are also going to be building in applications which are going to make using the AI offline and in a more secure manner with lower latency far better on this particular product. And we are going to be soon introducing the ASUS My Expert application. Yeah, so we also support AI-enabled video conferencing. So you've got great noise cancellation happening on the product. You've got completely AI camera built into it. And we've also built a very cool application for people to use for their meetings, which is the AI Expert Meet, which is an on-device application and keeps your meetings completely secure. And you don't have to share your data with any cloud-based application. So moving forward to the next important aspect about this product, which is the ultra immersive experience. And to start with, let's talk about the amazing display that we have on the Ultra. So Evan, can you please get me another Ultra, which is with the display on? Thanks. Thanks. So here, what we have on the Ultra, okay, is an ultimate display, the best display which is there on any laptop in the world. And what we have out here is a tandem OLED display, which gives you up to 1400 nits HDR brightness. Yes, you heard it right, 1400 nits HDR brightness. And in the SDR mode, it is 600 nits bright. Okay, so you've got really, really good brightness. And because of using the tandem OLED display, we are able to get much better brightness, but with much lower power consumption. So that's the kind of benefit that you get with this amazing, gorgeous display. However, what happens typically with OLED displays is that you end up actually using a glossy display. And as Raj rightly said, you can't have a glossy display as a business user because you're watching the display the whole day. And when you have these incredibly powerful lights falling on the display, you have the glare coming and hitting you, and subconsciously it is impacting your mental focus. So what we've done is we put on the top of this display Gorilla Glass Victus and Gorilla Glass Matte. And as a result of which, you know, compared to the ordinary flagships, which have a glossy display when they use an OLED, because if you use a typical anti-glare coating on an OLED display, which is with high resolution, this is a 3K display resolution, you will have distorted vision. However, here we've used Gorilla Glass Victus and Gorilla Glass Matte, and there is etching on the glass directly, which actually reduces reflection drastically. And of course, you know, ASUS ExpertBook Ultra, okay, is an expert book. So it also has to meet the tough durability standards. And this is where the Corning Gorilla Glass Victus comes into the play, where it can actually sustain weight, okay, up to 100 kgs. Okay, and that is where it makes a huge difference. Also, this display has an astounding only 19 gloss units reflection. And that is the lowest reflection that you have on any laptop in the world coming from the display. Despite that, you have very good clarity and viewing angles on this amazing OLED display. So when you compare it to the ordinary flagship, the immersive display of ASUS ExpertBook Ultra beats all those ordinary flagships hands down. Now let's move to the next important aspect of your experience, which is the audio. We have packed into this super slim and light machine, again leveraging our technology of ROG phones, 6 speakers. So this laptop comes with 2 tweeters, and it comes with 2 dual woofers on each side, and each set of 3 speakers is powered by a separate amplifier. Even the 3.5 mm jack on this particular laptop has a separate DAC. So you get outstanding and immersive experience of audio, and powering the audio is also Dolby Atmos, so you get very good spatial sound experience when you actually listen to audio on this particular laptop. In fact, you know, the volume and the clarity of this laptop, which is so slim and nice, is so good that even if you compare it to an external speaker, you know, you typically attach external speakers nowadays to actually do audio conferencing, right? So even if you compare it to an external speaker, this laptop would actually give you much better, louder and clearer sound even as compared to an external speaker. And we've actually set up a demo for you guys to experience that. Now moving to the next important point about experience is the keyboard and the touchpad. Now many a times, I mean like so many presentations I've seen, or so many times I've seen brands present their products, I've never seen somebody actually talking so much about the keyboard and the touchpad. But if you think about it, that is what you use the most, you interact with most on the laptop ultimately. And therefore your experience, apart from the screen which you look at, is also determined by the kind of feedback, the kind of feel which you actually get by using the touchpad and the keyboard. So we've gone really detailed out here, and our engineers have built an amazing silky soft touch key experience for you with full 1.5 mm key travel, which is similar to your desktop keyboards, right? And why it is significant is because this laptop is only 10.9 mm thin. When you compare it to competition products and you talk about 1.5 mm key travel, the ordinary flagships are much more thicker. And if the ordinary flagships are trying to become thin, they compromise on the keypad travel. So the keypad travel in those ordinary flagships is only 1 to 1.1 mm. But here you get full 1.5 mm of key travel. So you get really good experience, typing experience, when you are actually typing on the keypad out here. And coming to the touchpad as well, what we've done out here, we've built a large 110 centimeter square glass touchpad. And this has got a haptic motor with 6 sensors built into it. So wherever you touch on this particular trackpad, you will get the same effect, the same sensation, and it won't actually give you any click sound. So you're working in absolute silence, you're working with absolute agility while you're using this trackpad, and you get ultra immersive, non-stop, like you don't zone out when you're actually using the touchpad on this particular laptop in any way. And therefore, again, it hands down beats the other ordinary flagships in terms of the experience that we offer on this particular product. We've also got an amazing aesthetic and very cool feature on this, which is the ASUS Expert Lumi lighting, okay, which is currently supporting 3 functionality, which is that boot up, Windows login, and shutting down. However, in the future, we can bring in some really intuitive, cool capabilities to this lighting effect, which can further enhance your usage experience of the product. Now let's talk about portability. Let's talk about battery, which is one of the most important aspects that CXOs want, right? They work for long hours. I'm super happy to confirm that in a 1 kg laptop, we packed in the class-leading 70 watt-hour battery. And not only we've packed in the 70 watt-hour battery, thanks to the kind of processor-level development which Intel has done, and also the type of engineering which we put into this battery, where we've completely changed the power delivery architecture to 2 serial, 2 parallel. This battery and this laptop, despite all this amazing performance, gives you an outstanding 19 hours plus of continuous usage time. And I'm talking about PC Mark 10 tests, which qualifies, where we've done the test on PC Mark 10, this laptop runs for 19 hours plus. And the video playback support is an outstanding 26 hours. So you get really great battery life from here to New York. You can take this laptop charge and you can work all your way, non-stop. And in fact, the film that you saw, okay, with Raj, is also inspired from a real life incident. It's not like it just happened. So Raj came to Taiwan, and when we met there, and he was like, literally the first day I met him, I said, man, I mean, like, definitely he's completely looking like tired. He had not slept. Because Raj, on his entire flight from US to Taiwan, he was traveling from US, was completely zoned in. And I asked him, what were you working on? And he was working on a strategy on how he could become the #1 podcaster in the world. And that kept him awake, right? The entire flight. And that is where we got, the insight, like as Raj was saying, in terms of what CXOs want. What they want to remain zoned in, onto their work, onto their vision, onto their strategy. They would need this kind of non-stop battery, this kind of non-stop great performance, this kind of non-stop immersive display. which kind of gives you that ability to remain zoned in and create your best brilliant outcomes. So yeah, even in terms of battery, we beat everybody hands down. Now coming to another important aspect is sports. Typically what happens is you have these ultra flagships which have so minimal ports that CXOs have to find a docking station, you've got to carry an adapter in your bag, and whenever you go for meetings, you're taking out those adapters and trying to connect to the right cables. You don't have to do anything like that on the ASUS ExpertBook Ultra. This comes with 2 Thunderbolt ports which support full functionality of display, charging, data transfer. You've got an HDMI port. This does 3 4K display outs very easily. This comes with 2 high-speed Type A ports at 10 Gbps and a 3.5mm jack. And even for the business executives who use an RJ45 cable, we have an RJ45 cable connector in the box. Now let's talk about a very, very interesting aspect about the Ultra, which is durability. Now right, since last year, ASUS ExpertBooks are known for insane durability. And when it came to the Ultra, the key question I'm sure running in your mind is that can this 1 kg laptop meet the same level of durability, okay, which our other ExpertBooks are renowned for? And I'm very happy to confirm yes. But I'm sure it still sounds unbelievable, right? It still sounds unbelievable that this 1 kg laptop can actually meet those kind of ultra durability requirements. So I'm going to do something crazy out here. I'm going to actually show you how durable this laptop is right here on the stage, right? Live. Okay, so that's the kind of confidence I have in this particular product to show you some insane durability. So I've got a couple of my friends out here who've got some couple of interesting props, to prove the kind of durability we have on the ASUS ExpertBook Ultra. So this is the Ultra on my hand. So first of all, friends, this laptop, despite being super slim and light, passes 24 out of 28 tests on the military grade standard 810H. So when you look at the ordinary flagships, they may claim that they have military standards, but not necessarily they actually qualify for 24 out of 28 tests. Apart from this, we've got 157 internal durability tests within ASUS. So in fact, when Raj visited Taiwan, he's actually been to the testing lab. He's actually seen how the testing actually happens on these products. So the first thing, the hinge, okay, which is very important because typically you see hinges wear off pretty easily on the laptops, right? So here, the hinge is tested for an outstanding 50,000 times. And even if you open and close your laptop like 10 times a day, you work 250 days a year, that's 2,500 times a year you will open and close your laptop. The hinges are tested for an outstanding 20 years of usage. And so much so, the hinge is so powerful that even this thin and light laptop, I can actually hold it right from the edge, and I'm not at all worried of anything happening to the hinge or the A part of this particular laptop. That's the kind of strength which we've actually built in this particular product. Now let's do another, kind of crazy test. So the panel pressure test, which is the top panel, the kind of pressure that it can take is actually 25 kgs. Now you can see this laptop is pretty much in the working condition, right? But we made people stand on our ExpertBooks. That's the kind of weight pressure that we talk about our ExpertBooks. So what I'm going to do out here is I'm going to kind of replicate a very, very heavy person standing on the ASUS ExpertBook. So I've got my super built friends out here. So what we've got out here is about 100 kgs of weight. And you can see this product is on, and I'm going to request them to place this 100 kgs of weight on top of this laptop. And let's see whether this can actually survive this kind of pressure. Yeah. So this is the first 20 kg that we've actually already added. So it is still in its testing zone of 25 kg, but now we go up. We add another 20 kg, so now we've got 40 kgs of weight on top of the Ultra. This goes up now to 60 kgs, okay? And now we are taking it up to another 20 by another 20, which is 80 kgs of weight. And finally, we are going to add the last 20 kgs on top of this. So now, friends, on a slim and light 1 kg laptop, we've got 100 kgs of weight on top of it, right? And it's staying there, right? And now we're going to request them to move off the weight. Okay, please move off the weight so that we can actually check whether the Ultra survives ultra pressure. So even if you're a CXO, you have all the ultra pressures, you can be sure of that your Ultra is designed to take ultra pressures just like you. Yeah? Yeah, so we've taken, this is really heavy, friends. So yeah, so we've taken off, 100 kgs of weight, and you can see the Ultra survives and thrives beautifully, beautifully. The second test that we are saying, the spill resistance on the keyboard in Ultra is also ultra spill resistant. So this keyboard actually has spill resistance of an astounding 355 cc of water. So our other ExpertBooks have up to 70 cc of water resistance, and we put a lot of water on those laptops. And just imagine you're a CXO and by chance you spill your coffee on your very expensive laptop. Just imagine the feeling. Just imagine the feeling that you will have at that point of time. But on Ultra, you just don't need to worry. You will have a complete worry-free experience. So what we are going to do is we've called out here for amazing amount of water, okay? And I'm going to put this water straight onto this keyboard. Okay, so I've spilled almost 500 plus cc of water out of this 1 liter bottle onto this keyboard, and we're going to actually check, whether the keyboard still remains functional or not, right? So that's the key point, right? So you can see if I move the trackpad, it is still super easily functional. Okay, I can easily operate it. I can easily, move my windows, etc. And I can even start typing on the keys. Absolutely no worries at all. So that is the kind of durability, okay, which we packed into the Ultra. Evan, can I have the open Ultra as well? Yeah, thanks. The one which you kept open, thank you. Yeah. So another important point is about the ports, right? So all the ASUS ExpertBooks have very, very durable ports, which can take up to 9 kgs of pressure. So when you are actually working by any chance, you put more pressure on the device or the peripheral which is connected to this particular product, you don't need to worry. So for that, as in all ExpertBooks, we've ensured that all the ports, even in the ASUS ExpertBook Ultra, have a metal bracing, and despite this being super thin and light, this can actually take full 9 kgs of pressure. So that's the kind of durability, friends, that we've actually built into the Ultra. So the Ultra is also ultra durable. Okay, so that's the kind of peace of mind, worry-free experience that ASUS ExpertBook Ultra would also offer, right? Yeah. So moving on, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you a short video of actual durability testing of all ASUS ExpertBooks at the ASUS headquarters. Yeah. And lastly, Ultra is also ultra secure. This laptop comes with some outstanding hardware level security because anyway the operating system is well protected by most of the top organizations. For the operating system, we are also giving McAfee Pro along with Ultra free for 1 year. Now, moving to the next layer of defense, which is the BIOS, we have ensured that the BIOS is extremely secure. So we've actually built in 2 EEPROMs on Ultra, which have 2 BIOS copies. So even if one BIOS gets attacked through a rootkit, bootkit attack, there'll be a second copy of the BIOS, which will restore itself on the BIOS EEPROM, which actually boots your device to ensure that your BIOS is always safe. This is a very, very high-end security feature, which is probably a requirement of very, very few ultra-elite companies in the world. The second important thing that we've done is we've further improved on the NIST security standards on the BIOS, and we've upgraded it from SP 800-155 to SP 800-193, which is far more secured compared to the past. And apart from that, you get all the other security features like TPM 2.0, a fingerprint sensor with sensor on chip, and you also have then IR cameras. So you've got all the top-end security features that CXOs would look at to ensure that the very, very valuable data, very, very important aspect of CXOs, actually the data is far, far more valuable than the laptop itself, remains completely secure. Lastly, when we talk about Ultra, we are also bringing in game-changing Ultra support to this particular product. So out of the box, ASUS ExpertBook Ultra will come with 3 years of standard international warranty, okay, which will be covered in 80+ countries. So the battery as well as the charger is also covered under this 3-year international warranty. Another important thing is you can actually extend this warranty up to 5 years. However, when we want to talk about the Ultra and we talk about Ultra service, we want to take it even a much, much level higher as compared to standard ExpertBooks. So I'm really happy to announce a game-changer service experience for Indian customers. Every single buyer of Ultra will get access to a service relationship manager from ASUS to provide personalized service to the user of ASUS ExpertBook Ultra. Yeah, so that's a game-changer service proposition in the Indian market that we are bringing in. So that's about Ultra as a whole. And now, when we talk about today's event, we are not only talking about Ultra, but we are also talking about expanding our ASUS ExpertBook P series range significantly. So what we are actually doing is that we are moving up from just 4 ASUS ExpertBook platforms which were there available on Flipkart to now 13 platforms. So you've seen the kind of success we've had with ASUS ExpertBook series in India, and therefore we are expanding the range significantly and launching the new P3 as well as the new ASUS ExpertBook P5 today along with the ASUS ExpertBook Ultra. Now coming to ASUS ExpertBook P3 and P5, can I have one of the products? Evan, thanks. So friends, this is the new ASUS ExpertBook P5, which is full metal body. Okay, so here there are some critical upgrades that we've done in the new series. So you've got processor upgrades which are coming in from Intel. So you've got Core Ultra Series 3 on the ASUS ExpertBook P5, and then you've got the Core Ultra Series 2 on ASUS ExpertBook P3 coming in. Plus, what we've done is the RAM expandability improves, the Wi-Fi 7 support comes into these particular models, and the entire range except ASUS ExpertBook P1 supports now IR camera as well. All the displays across the P series are IPS displays, and from P3 upwards, all the displays are now 16:10 aspect ratio, so you get extremely premium displays across all segments that ASUS ExpertBook P series operate in, and of course you get full ports, including the RJ45 port, 2 Type-C ports, 2 Type-A ports, and therefore you've got 3 4K display outs across the entire P series range, except the Lunar Lake variant. Plus, all the P series comply with their exceptional build for worry-free experience. So starting with the performance, so you've got excellent upgradability with dual RAM, dual SSD, so you don't need to worry about expanding your RAM, expanding your storage. You've got best-in-class H series processors, best-in-class thermals, which I just showed you even on the ExpertBook Ultra. You've got similar kind of thermals built in onto the ExpertBook P series as well. So on the performance front, they beat everybody. They pack in the kind of ultimate durability, which we just demonstrated to you with the top-end model. So each and every ASUS ExpertBook P series model is also tested for 50,000 hinge test. All of them actually pass 24 out of 28 tests on military standards. You've got also port tests other reliability tests which are very, very similar to what I showed on ASUS ExpertBook Ultra. So any ASUS ExpertBook that you buy, you can be assured of great durability. You can also be assured of greatest levels of security in their segment that you can get. So all the ASUS ExpertBooks come with TPM 2.0. They've got self-healing BIOS. You've got, again, chassis intrusion alert, even on Ultra, as well as all other ASUS ExpertBook series. And on the new series, which is there, as well as the old P3, P5, you've also got the IR camera for Windows Hello Login. And Ultra, plus all other ASUS Expert series, they all support some amazing charging capabilities. So you can charge the ASUS ExpertBook Ultra as well as the entire P series with your regular mobile power bank, with a car charger or an aircraft charger. So just imagine you're a business guy, you're traveling, you're a CXO, you're traveling. You don't have to worry about charging your laptop anywhere. That's the kind of benefit comes in. Plus the charger in the box also charges your smartphone at high speed. In the Ultra, up to 90 watts, and on the other P series, up to 65 watts. And you've got the amazing worry-free support. So our call center operates from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. You get absolutely on-site, high-priority service from ASUS when you're actually buying the ASUS Expert series, and the adapter warranty is equal to the product warranty as well. So that was about the ASUS Expert series from my side. And I'm really honored to invite Sujit Agashe, Senior Vice President Flipkart, to please come up and actually talk to you about what incredible buying experience Flipkart is bringing up for the ASUS Ultra and the ASUS Expert series. So over to Sujit. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Same time last year, we were unleashing a beast. That's when we launched the ASUS ExpertBook, the business laptop for worry-free business experience of all Indians. 12 months hence, the writing is on the wall. 63% of all searches for commercial laptops on Flipkart are owned by the ASUS ExpertBook. During the 9-month period after launch in April last year, in 2025, we had 1.1 million searches clocked for the ExpertBook on Flipkart. Brand awareness and consideration continue to peak, resulting in consistently growing sales quarter after quarter, as you see here. Sorry. Okay, so what was ASUS commitment to the customers? What was the proposition basis which we were trying to deliver the worry-free experience? Number one, reliable battery life, solid build quality, excellent display, and many more things. Our customers acknowledged all of these. But guess what? They also acknowledged a bunch of more things. They said it also has gaming-like computing experience, superior camera, and many more. So for this launch, we at Flipkart decided that we also need to up our game. So this launch of the ExpertBook series also comes with the Flipkart Trust Shield, where we commit to a 48-hour on-site problem resolution for any issues that you may face with your product. For any delays in the challenges that you may be facing with your product, for the resolution of those challenges, Flipkart offers penalty coupons and, of course, 100% return of the payment made in case the delay is more than a week. Secondly, the ExpertBook series is also covered under the Credit for All program, where we offer no-cost EMI to every single consumer who has either a credit card or a BFL card or shortlisted by any of your select financial institutions, and of course, if any customer is ready to do a on-platform KYC. And of course, we have our partnership with all leading financial institutions. At the same time, we continue to offer video assistance during your purchase journey. We also fulfill the product in 10 minutes through Flipkart Minute Service. And of course, for large order support, we have specialized payment instruments getting supported. Along with ASUS, this time, we are also launching a demo service wherein even before you buy a laptop, you can actually call in for a demo, first time of its kind in the industry. There are also some unique offers as a part of the ExpertBook series launch, amounting to almost 54,000 rupees. They include discounts on the Flipkart Axis Bank co-branded cards, additional discounts on exchange if you want to trade in a used laptop that you may be already using, a 24-month tenure no-cost EMI, and icing on the cake, Flipkart Black membership that gives you access to YouTube Premium subscription, priority customer support at Flipkart as well, 5% super coin cashback on every transaction, and early access to sale events. It's already past 12, so we are now live on pre-order, and sale starts on the 29th of this month. Thank you.
Sincere thanks, Sujit, and the entire Flipkart team, Aditya, Vibhor, Akhil, all of you present out here, and everybody out there in Bangalore for your outstanding support. That is truly providing a class-leading, worry-free buying experience along with the ASUS ExpertBooks for Flipkart and ASUS customers. So now, friends, it's time, for the price reveal, right? I'm sure all of you are actually kind of waiting for this. So the base variant of ASUS ExpertBook Ultra would actually start at an amazing price of only rupees 1,49,990, and the X7 variant of ASUS ExpertBook Ultra, which will go on sale quite quickly, would actually start at an outstanding price of rupees 2,39,990. Now, all these prices are actually inclusive of the 18% GST. So if you're a business buyer, you will get actually 18% GST input credit. So your actual price would actually be, net price will be actually much lower than what I'm actually announcing. And the top of the line ASUS ExpertBook Ultra with X9 processor, 64 GB of RAM and 2 TB of storage would be available only for rupees 3,49,990. So for what ASUS ExpertBook Ultra brings to the table compared to the ordinary flagship, it offers great value at this amazing price points that we've actually been introducing in the Indian market. Thank you very much for your kind attention and patience and overall, being a great audience out here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dinesh, for that ultra cool presentation. A big round of applause for him, please. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the ASUS ExpertBook Ultra, along with the expanded ExpertBook lineup, is now officially introduced to the market. A strong step forward for ASUS and our commitment to modern business with performance, reliability, and of course, scale at its core. And with that, as we promised, we're going to go ahead with our official photo op session. I'm going to quickly request all our dignitaries on the dais. We'll start off with our brand ambassador, Raj Shamani. May I request you to kindly join us on stage, please. May I request Mr. Samson Hu, Mr. Rex Lee, Mr. Eric Wu, Mr. Dinesh Sharma, Mr. Sujit Agashe from Flipkart, Mr. Aditya Manpuria from Flipkart, Mr. RR Sunil Acharya from Intel, Mr. Karan Baba from Intel, and Mr. Vibhor from Flipkart to kindly join us on stage for an official photo op session. And I'm going to request our friends from media to kindly step forward for the photo op session, please.
Pressure builds, I stay cool. No friction, I make the rules.
Weightless, unbound, nothing holds me down.
Focus locked, focus sharp. Every move hits the mark. Built for brilliance, built to last.
Just the level of vision, intellect on the stage right now, I must say, is absolutely incredible.
Brilliance.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us on stage. We request you all to kindly take your seats. Thank you so much. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of our launch. A quick note for all our friends from media here today. I'm sure all of you all have your expert hunt cards. Please make sure that you drop these expert hunt cards at the demo zone. There will be a drop box. Please drop these expert hunt cards into the drop box that you will find at the demo zone. And later on, we're going to pick out lucky winners. And of course, we have prizes that we're going to be giving out to these lucky winners. I repeat, all our friends from media, please.